Yeah, I think very relevant. That was a great time for the poll because there is a whole application devoted to doing just that. It's called your to-do list. And this is a personal tax management list. And it's starting to make its way into other areas of the business and other areas of your Microsoft, thanks to Copilot and what things like call notes and facilitator can do that I'll speak on just here shortly. But these personal task management lists, these are very basic. We've all known what they look like on a piece of paper in the analog. Just know that there is a Microsoft version of this. And so what we can do here, and let me just make sure that this is good for sharing out my screen here. So we'll do find. Perfect. So I've got my importance and maybe my day. Great. So here is kind of my start to my actual to-do list in a live environment for what that's going to look like for me. And I can say, so I might want to make sure that I email those guys, just check in and see how the day went. So I'm going to add that to my list. And then I might need to sync up with Daisy to talk about next week's social event. And I might need to jump a little bit more into, Copilot Studios, just because I really got excited about Tom talking about agents. I want to teach myself a little bit more about it. And you can see here, very, very simple, not a whole lot of things. There was a nice little ding there. I'm not sure if you guys were able to hear that on the audio. I got a nice little bell task, but that allows me to, look at certain things. Again, a lot of you do this on a piece of paper. I've got papers in front of me still in kind of a hybrid transition from the analog to the digital. But there are really great ways in which your Outlook inbox, as well as your maybe managers and people you manage, can be assigned tasks that do live in this to-do. And so I just wanted to make sure to touch on some of those. You can see here as kind of some important things, the customized buckets. And so that is directly from the planner application that we look for. So there is cross-feature play, and some of these apps do play nicely together. That customized buckets comes directly from that simple plan demo that we were just looking at. Let me just pull that back up just to show you exactly where that was. If I go to my plans, there's the simple plan demo, and the task was assigned to me here, and then that appears in my to-do lists here. And so that's a great way for individuals to stay on top of things if they don't necessarily need to be running that entire planner board. Have the leadership be involved in that, and the individual contributors to the project simply need to worry about a nice, easy to-do list. There might also be a couple ones in here, and let me just make sure that these are okay to share on my side. Great, and so yeah, this is a kind of assigned to me. So things that have maybe been assigned to me, there's that customized buckets. I did get assigned a task during a Teams meeting, and so I'm kind of building some AI community, of which some of you are already a part of that, which I'm very thankful for, as well as looking at a little bit of this GCSE framework, great little framework to work on your prompting skills there and build some maybe video documentation about how that works for me. There's a great getting started section, so if you're not sure how to get going, quite literally it says getting started with a little hello there. And you can see as well customization across different backgrounds and flavors and so on. Won't spend too much more time on this just because I think this is fairly straightforward for most of you and seeing what that looks like. And then as well, I'll just double check, as I might see a question or two in the chat. So I'm just double checking on those for me. Perfect. So great question there, Tobias, about Planner being automated. That is, I would imagine it could be through Power Automate. I don't want to give you an answer that I'm not 100% sure on, but I'm going to certainly follow up with that one. So let me just take a note, or probably, what I should do is kind of practice what I preach here a little bit. So there, now I've added that to my task, and I'll be sure to get that sorted by the end of the day to just show you quite literally how we use those things. Yeah, and Gary there, kind of use case for Planner to answer that question in there. Yeah, several different ways of doing it. Onboarding new employees might be one. good aspect of that. Any individual kind of product development or software development, maybe even a product launch. And so if you're going to bring on a new service or a new type of offering to your clients and whatever that might be, simply staging that and kind of the planning, the preparation, the logistics, and kind of that executing phase. And I really think that it would be good for anything that contains maybe multiple due dates and multiple deadlines. Not everybody's going to finish. If there's 10 or 20 people working on it, they're not all going to finish on the same day. But as we maybe break those up into little, maybe more manageable bits, we can put certain due dates on that and, chase people if we need to get things sorted so that the rest of the team can move forward on that. And as well, I invite everybody to, if you're using Planner and have used Planner, please throw that into the chat for any use cases that, if you feel okay sharing that in kind of a general sense. Don't include any actual details, but let us know what you're using Planner for as well, just to kind of help out everybody else on today's call.